What we measure, we can improve. That's how, as a coach or an English teacher, I find the best ways to help my learners succeed. Things can get tough, and improving isn't easy. The key is to assess the progress they are making, to know what they can do, so I can give feedback that will help build their confidence and keep them motivated. With Cambridge, assessment is integrated with learning, helping me measure and guide my learners' progress, so they learn what they need to succeed, to get the most from every moment, to help their worlds grow. Because Cambridge is where your world grows.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. My name is Celeste, and I'm here to introduce you to Raúl Rodriguez, who is going to be our speaker today. Before we start, Raúl, we are going to go through some slides with reminders and information for you. So you are going to receive a follow-up email with your certificates of attendance. And there you will also receive the recording from this session in case you want to catch up or watch it again or share it with any teacher or colleague at your institution. You can use the chat or the Q&A button to interact with us during the session. We would love to hear from you. And in the next slide, we are going to talk about the Back to School website. Just in case you don't know about it yet, there is a new Back to School with Cambridge official page where you will get access to lots of teaching ideas, classroom and digital resources. You are going to find the recording from this session and many others, and a lot of support for Cambridge English qualifications in case you prepare at your institution for those exams. So this is the QR code, but you will also receive the info in the follow-up email. Now, following up, we also wanted to let you know that we have an Instagram community for teachers where you will find lots of testimonials, experiences about teachers, from teachers around the region, invitation to exclusive events, and lots of downloadable resources. So please do follow us here so you can have a look at everything that we prepared for you. And now, today's session is about Power Up Second Edition, and I'm going to leave you with Raúl Rodriguez. He's based in Ecuador, and he's the professional learning and development consultant for Ecuador. So, Raúl, the floor is yours. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you, Celeste. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Always a pleasure of being part of this back-to-school sessions and helping teachers, fellow teachers all around the region. And also reminding you that all the things that Celeste mentioned are very useful for us teachers, because we always need extra support, materials, and ideas to develop better and more interactive classes every day. And yes, my name is Raúl. I am based in Ecuador as an academic, and we also cover as academics different regions, different countries, and this kind of presentations. Power Up. Power Up is the book that we're going to have today in its second edition. If you were a Power Up first edition user, this is going to be very helpful for you. Also, if you are a new user as well, and as first users, you're going to see the big difference that we have now for this book, and all the ¿Me puedo escuchar? Someone is saying that Miriam says
but I can listen correctly.
Okay.
So
maybe
your
it's
microphone is working. So Miriam, perhaps if you can, there it is.
Yeah, there's it. Done. Okay, doesn't matter.
Great.
That's okay, Miriam. That's okay. Doesn't matter, Miriam. That's okay. Okay, so here in I was saying that if you are a first user, you're going to see all the new things that we have, the new trends, and the new approaches and methodologies for this book. Okay, Power Up is a book that provides a lot of confidence in learning, and now is wait. Let me change the slide. And now it is enhanced with life competencies and a sustainability framework, which is what we're going to use right now to warm up for this session. Okay, so throughout the book, okay, you will see the cross-curricular sections, aka CLIL sections. And in these sections, you'll have the opportunity to do this, okay, to reflect on things that are happening in the world. How is this meaningful for me? How can I contribute to new things? How is this good, or how is this going to improve our current lives and the ones and the lives of new generations? Okay, so there's this sustainability program that is embedded in the book. It's already included in the book. We're gonna go through that in depth later on, but I would like to warm up so you have an idea of what your students are going to experience with this book, especially with this sustainability framework. So I'm just very quick. I would like you to type your answers in the chat. So you don't really need to open your mic and give an opinion. Okay. So this is taken from one of the sustainability activity cards. Okay. Which are, of course, in all those links that Celeste mentioned in the beginning. So recognizing and exploring emotions, okay, is the topic that I chose. Okay, so we're gonna play this game, which is called This Makes Me Feel. Okay, so when learners talk about sustainability related topics in course books, like the ones that you have in Power Up, encourage them to talk about how the topic makes them feel. Okay, so you can use a smiley chart, or you can just ask them. So very quick. So let's imagine your current life. So we're adults, we're all adults. But of course, there are some things, some topics that we like, don't like, we're very happy about, and many other emotions. So very quick, in the chat, let's suppose that we start right now talking about politics. How does that topic make you feel? Just write in the chat. Embarrassed, bored, hopeful, excited. Just type in the chat. In my case, bored. I don't like talking about politics at all. What about you? Just type in the chat. Politics. How does that make you feel? Anybody? Maybe Miriam? Okay. So you just, yeah, worried, nervous. Okay. Why nervous? Okay, worried, upset. Very good. Frustrated. Okay. Now, another topic. What about raising children? When everybody gets together and they talk about their children, how they raise them, or what are their plans for their children. Hopeful. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. What else? Okay. Good. Makes you feel okay. Good. Hopeful. What else? What else? Worried. Okay, worried. Sophia says worried. I don't know, maybe you're still not a mom, but yeah, it's always something hard. I mean, no, there's no preparation for that. I mean, it just happens, and you're gonna see. I mean, you have to do, of course, your best effort. Very good. So these are the kind of emotions your students will get with topics, okay, that we have to find out, and then of course you develop them, okay, throughout the cross-curricular sections. I'm just giving you an example, okay, of what what kind of connections you have in this book, okay? And it's not just the systems where you have the vocabulary words, the grammar, and then you have the 4 skills. No, there are many, many other things in the book that will make your learning, okay, more meaningful, and of course your students will get more confidence in dealing with certain topics. Okay, so this, as I told you, this is part of the the sustainability activity cards, okay, that you're gonna find in all the resources that in Power Up, and you will develop this throughout the units. There's one section for this in every unit. Good. So let's start, shall we? Thank you everyone for your participation. Some key information before we talk about the parts of the book. It's a 7-level primary course book, ages 6 to 12, means the year before the first year of primary. I don't know how you call it in your countries. Here we call it Primero de Básica, and then you go all the way to the last year of primary. In my country, we call it Séptimo. Okay, it's the last year of school before going to high school. Okay, so why is it a 7-level course? Because you have a smart course, a smart level, which is like a starter level before level 1, which I mean, some schools use it, okay, other schools don't. But the course itself is 1 to 6 if you want to do the whole primary, and if you want to use one level as a pre-primary, there's the starter level, the smart level, okay? Our experts, they recommend a minimum of 5 to 8 hours. Maybe you can extend that to 10 if you use all the resources, the student book, the workbook, platform, and all the printables and resources that you have in Cambridge One. It's British English. The exit level for this book is B1. Okay, so B1 for schools because it's schools. So that gives you an idea. You already know this, but this book it's high level. Okay, because it ends in B1 in its primary years. And one of the highlights of the book is that it has official validated exam preparation. Okay. They have for starters, movers, flyers, and preliminary for schools in the last level. All of this is at the end of the student book in every unit and at the end of the workbook in every unit. Of course, I'll show you this later on when I show you all the parts of the book and in a mini unit tour that we're going to do here with the slides. And then I'm going to jump into the digital book so that you see them a little bit in action. Okay. So what makes this book special? Okay. First, it's integrated, accelerated path to B1. When teachers ask themselves, what do I need for my students to get to an A2, an A2 plus, or a B1 at the end of primary? Yes, you need integration. Okay. So there's no skill more important than other. No. So the 4 skills are important. They're covered evenly in the book. Plus, you have the exam preparation, you have the cross-curriculars, you have the missions for real-world skills, which is the projects, which is missions, but they call them missions, but they're projects. But they have this format of PBL, which is project-based learning. That's why they call them missions. So it goes one by one. So that means that you start with the topic, then you go get ideas. Okay, so you gotta see it as a project-based learning mission that you'll see, of course, how it works in the book. Okay, it makes learning a vocabulary stick because, as I said, everything is integrated. It is meaningful. You have official preparation for Cambridge English qualifications in the student book, in the workbook, and in the platform. It focuses on the whole child development. I don't know if you have heard this term before, but it goes along with integration, values, in this case sustainability, and it englobes a lot of the skills that your students need for better preparation when they get to high school. And of course, the CLIL sections cross-curricular learning. Okay, so this is why Power Up is special. And one more thing. In the integration, now we are applying the we're applying the integrated learning and assessment approach, the ILA. Why now this has become relevant, okay? Or trend, okay? A trend in education, not a fashion trend, but a trend in education. Because that, as I mentioned it earlier in the presentation, that is something that we teachers not complain, but we worry. We're worried of, okay, I mean, how I make this flow, how can I make this proper transition from my objectives, then all the activities that I do in class, all the formative process, all this fun part that kids like about working in groups, and then I have to take exams, and there's where they don't like it, and they feel that the exam is something that we do for them to get a bad grade. Okay, so ILA englobes that. So it's this harmony, okay, in learning, and Power Up has it, okay, from the early beginning. So where they give you the learning objectives, okay, there's a clear indication of what you have to do, what your students have to learn. There are formal and informal ways of getting evidence of progress. The platforms, the worksheets, group work, activities in the class, tasks, you name it. And then you need to have actionable feedback, not just feedback that you give your students, giving them a grade, but actionable. That means that what you give them, all the feedback that you give them, they need to put it in action. Okay. And of course, tailored follow-up activities. Okay. Activities that you can get from the Cambridge One platform, that you can also download from the Cambridge One platform in the teachers' resources. Activities that you can create, tests that you can create with the test generator, and many other things that you can find in Cambridge One, and all the links that we have in regarded that regard preparation, exam preparation, and worksheets in general. Okay, so have in mind this, the ILA, the integrated learning and assessment approach, because that is the approach of the book. Okay. And you got to follow this. My invitation to you is that in Cambridge One, there's a course of ILA. It's for free. You can follow it. Or in our website, in the World of Better Learning, you can get a lot of information, brochures about this, and it's good for you to apply it. If you're an experienced teacher, okay, if you have taught for some years now, maybe 4 or 5 plus years now, you'll see that this will come very not easy, but you'll say, okay, I know this, okay, but it's about applying it and follow it in the right order. Okay. There's official Cambridge exam preparation. Okay. This is again, I believe this is a highlight of the book, because you have it at the end of the student book, and it's marked, okay, what exam you're going to practice. Okay. And it's also in the workbook. The workbook is color, so you're going to have it there. Okay. Why is this important? Because it builds learners' familiarity with exam tests. What is an issue with the students that goes to that sit these exams? They are not familiar with the format. Okay. And that causes problems sometimes. Remember that every Cambridge exam, from starters to C2 proficiency, what students have to do are tasks, not exercises. There is a big difference between an exercise and a task. Okay, big difference. So your students, they practice with exercises. Okay, student book, the workbook. But when they get to the exam, they need to do tasks. And these parts will help them develop the tasks or that are in the exam. Okay, because yes, a task is different than an exam. You can, okay, there's a workshop on that. I'm not going to go deep into that, but yes, there's a big difference. Okay, so make sure that you do these parts of with your students so that they get familiar with the tasks that they're going to be exposed to in the real exams. The Start Smart, the starter level, contains no officially validated exam preparation activities because that is pre-A1. Pre-A1 would be like for the little kids, okay? So, and there are no exams for pre-primary, okay? Just in case. So as you can see here, this is a student book. This is in the workbook, okay? I'm going to show you later on how you can see this in the digital book. The missions, okay? This is another highlight of the book, okay? These are multi-stage missions set in real-world contexts. They will give the students the opportunity to participate, collaborate, okay, be part of a process, okay? And they, of course, they build their own mission or their own project in collaboration, okay? I'll show you how this is portrayed in the book, but just to give you an idea, this unit, it has a mission. So in the first page of the unit, they give you the name of the mission. Okay, in second, third page, you'll see step 1. Then you'll see on the next page, step number 2. Then step number 3. And then the final step will be the mission in action, where they have to expose what they have done and give all their ideas. So if you are a school or if you're a teacher who wants or would like to start applying a project-based learning approach, this is perfect for you. Okay? So see it as a very nice challenge. Okay? So it's not the typical project that you find at the end of a unit. No, so they start working on it from the beginning of the unit, and then at the end, with all the information they have gathered, they put together their mission or project, and then they expose it to the class. Okay, so what I tell teachers, fellow teachers, is see this as a project-based learning section in the book. They called it mission, but if you see how it goes, it is project-based learning. Okay? And it's a different way of doing projects. Okay, it's more interactive. It's more engaging. Sorry. Then you have the focus on whole child development. As I was saying, you will see Cambridge Life Competencies Framework all over the book, the values, okay, how students need to cover this life competencies framework, okay, focusing on developing this whole child, okay, development, okay. Students nowadays, they need this lifelong learning habits that are not only learned at home, but they also learned and in school, yeah. Okay, learn and finding the moments and situations where they put them in practice. Okay. So each core unit features one or more competencies that your students will learn and explore. What are the competencies this book covers? Creative thinking, critical thinking, learning to learn. Learning to learn is, you got to see it as a metacognition, reflecting on your learning. How are you learning? What would you do to improve your learning? So that would be learning to learn. Communication, collaboration, and social responsibilities. This is the whole child development. Okay. So in my class, I'm not just teaching grammar, vocabulary, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, but I'm also giving them the opportunities to develop these competencies in real life contexts. And here we have the cross-curricular learning, which is perfectly connected okay, which is perfectly connected to the sustainability framework. Okay. This kind of content is the one that promotes and encourages our learners to use English as a vehicle to explore the world around them. Okay, always have in mind. Remember, if you're a teacher, if you have taught subjects, for example, okay, or whenever you get to these sections that are related to a subject, let's remember that students here, they don't learn English. Okay, they might learn some terminology, some specific vocabulary, but they don't learn grammar, for instance. Okay, so these are the perfect opportunities for them to use English, all the language that they learn throughout the units, as a vehicle, as a medium to learn a subject or content. Okay, so these topics are very engaging. They are created at level, and of course, with based on the students' interests. They are, of course, age appropriate. And in addition, so it's not just content from a subject, for example, social studies, science, or history. Okay, in addition, it has activities that are mapped to our Cambridge Sustainability Framework. It's very similar to the one we did in the warm-up section at the beginning of the session. Okay, that will bring, of course, real-world conversations into the classroom. Yes, I do understand that maybe primary kids, maybe a 8-year-old, 7-year-old are not going to have like long-standing conversations about a topic. That's not what this is looking for. I mean, every topic is at level, and there's always something to say, okay, from the student. There's always something to say, something to react, okay? So I'll show you in the example, and you'll see how this works and how you can develop it in class. But you gotta see this, not just you gotta see this as a clear as an enhanced CLIL section, okay? That would be the proper wording for this, okay? Because it's not just the content of a subject, but it also, okay, connects your students to sustainability, which is, yes, that is a trend right now. It's very trendy. It's about, okay, so how is this important to me? How can I do better? How is this important for future generations? How is this going to help me when I get to be an adult? And many other situations that come up. Okay. Of course, the book, as you know, if you have been a Cambridge user, okay, the books are very engaging. In this case, this book is very, very engaging. Okay, there are relatable characters. They grow with them. Okay, the first levels, they are all in levels start smart to level 2. Everything is in a farm. Okay, levels 3 and 4, everything is in a circus. And levels 5 and 6 is that the kids are not adults, but they're teens, and of course they develop different kind of stories. Okay, you have the stories, the catchy songs, a lot of topics, and there's a wealth of videos, way more videos than the first edition. If you were a first edition user, you'll see a big difference in terms of visual aid, and of course, all of this will make it very memorable for your students. Okay, now why do we say that there are more videos in this book? Yes, every unit has 2 grammar sections. Okay, language and grammar sections. In this new edition, each grammar section comes with a video. Okay, so let me show you an example of one video.
Let's play a guessing game. Hello, Jim. What's the matter? What do you want to do?
I want to go to Sue Lynn's party, but I've got a headache.
Oh, no.
Okay, so what's the purpose? Let me leave it there. but let me explain. So what's the purpose of this video? The purpose of this video is that students see the grammar. Okay, I'm going to show you a video bigger in a minute. They see the grammar they see the grammar, it's highlighted, and they listen to it in a real context. Okay, so it's not mechanical grammar. Okay, it's that they watch a video and they are exposed to the grammar. Okay, and they understand the video even though they haven't seen the grammar yet. Okay, so all that visual aids will make them understand what's happening. Okay, and then maybe they will make the connection to the grammar, but the grammar is there. This is their first connection with the grammar. Okay, and you'll have these videos, 2 videos for 2 grammar units. Okay, for 2 grammar sections. I'll show you how, I'll show them later on in the digital book. Okay, and here it is, the Cambridge Sustainability Framework that you can download from our web pages. I mean, it's really, really interesting on how this has become so important in education nowadays. Focusing on sustainability can bring conversations of local, I mean, wherever your country is, okay, and global interest into the classroom, okay, and all these situations will give them a real world discussions. Also, it maps sustainability skills in these 4 areas: in transformation, innovation, knowledge, and values. Okay. Again, the framework is something that you can download from our Cambridge web pages. But in every cross-curricular section, you'll have at the very bottom, okay, what is the sustainability framework strand that you're developing. Okay, the missions, I already mentioned the missions. If you were a user of the first edition, there are updated missions, okay? Again, these missions come in stages, and it's perfect for you to develop project-based learning. Remember that now we have the Cambridge English qualifications in digital only for starters and movers, okay? I believe that in the future, we're going to have the flyers in digital as well, but so far we have starters and movers in digital, but we still have the flyers exam in physical, and of course you can develop all of this in the last books, in books 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so this book, Power Up Second Edition, includes the vocabulary, okay, and the names from the new digital qualifications for young learners. Okay, as you can see, pre-A1 starters for Start Smart and level 1, and the A1 movers digital levels 2 and 3. 4, 5, and 6, they develop flyers and B1 for schools. Okay. Sorry, we have some updated skills pages. Always have that in mind. Okay, here maybe it is too small, but I'm going to show you when I give you a tour of the unit. At the top, you'll see what skills that part of the book is focusing on. Okay, in this case, are focusing on, sorry. So you have reading and listening. So you have a receptive skills, you see reading and listening. And then you have speaking and writing. Those are the productive. So first they receive and then they produce. Okay. Components. Okay, I know that you're going to start classes soon. So I think you already have your components. So let's just go quick through this. The student book comes with a code that it is an ebook. With that code, they activate the ebook where they have the class videos and the class audios. Okay. In the activity book, there's the digital pack where they have access to the practice extra, all the class videos and audios, okay, and downloadable learner resource bank where they have activities, things that they can download. Just note that the home booklet, there's a home booklet, okay, it comes only for the teacher. as an ebook in the Presentation Plus as well. Okay. Again, if you were a user of the first edition, it used to come with a booklet. Now that booklet is only in digital and it comes in the teacher's resources. Okay. And here you have your teacher components that you already know them. Okay. Presentation Plus with the pupils book, utility book, teacher's book, and the grammar workbook and home booklets in ebooks with audio and videos, interactive activities, flashcards, and games. You have your test generator. Okay. And of course, you have your class audios, videos, and downloadable worksheets. Once you have your codes for activating this in Cambridge One, just make sure that you make sure that you like fool around inside all the components, because or if you have any doubts, you can always contact your local Cambridge representative. Okay, because there's an array of resources. I'm going to show you some of them, but it will be good for you to go through all of them or ask your local Cambridge representative. Okay. Then you have over 100 print flashcards available. The flashcards are only from levels Smart to level 4. You have posters for all levels. You have digital flashcards and games. Okay. Levels 5 and 6 include Test and Train Mini for key and preliminary. Test and Train is a pack of exams for key and preliminary exams. Also, if you don't know where they are or how to use them, contact your local rep. Okay. So let me go here. Yes. And this is an example of a unit. Okay. This is an example of a unit. This is book 1. This is a demo that you can find in Cambridge One. Okay. This is book 1. And as I was saying, here's the topic of the book. Okay. Here you have the first part of the mission. Okay. Every unit starts with a video. Okay. So I'm going to play the video.
Happy birthday. Let's talk about birthdays. What can you see?
Okay, so what can you see? They ask a question. And the student, they just see and they react. If you noticed, the video doesn't have dialogue. Okay, it's about awakening students' curiosity. They just react to the video. They activate previous knowledge. They say what they see. At this point, there's no right or wrong
How do you
answer.
celebrate your birthday?
Okay, and then how do you celebrate your birthday? That is an open question, and they answer the questions. Okay, so that's the objective of this video at the beginning. This is how you start your classes with visual aid. Okay, then you go to the mission, and here we start with the vocabulary. The vocabulary has the audio is included there for meaning, form, pronunciation, and there is a video where you will see the vocabulary in use. So see, so far you have 2 videos. You can put subtitles if you wish.
Car, ball,
The script
Doll.
on the right,
bike,
that's another option.
Car,
And if you feel that it is too fast,
doll,
you can slow it down.
bike,
house,
Normal.
plane, robot,
Okay, fast.
kite,
Okay, so you can play
House.
games with your students. Okay, moving games, you kinesthetic part, that's okay, but you have those 3 options. Okay, so you have vocabulary video. Then we start with the story. Okay, the story also comes with a video. Okay, so now you see so far you have 3 videos. This is the animated version.
On the friendly farm, fun and games on the friendly farm. With the animals in the barn, fun and games on the friendly.
Okay. So you have the story
What?
in an animated version. You have it in a comic strip. Okay. Each comic strip, you click on the comic strip and it will give you the audio of that part.
Can we make a birthday present
Okay.
for Jim?
And at the bottom, you'll see what's the life competency that it's being developed. In this case, emotional development. And what is the grammar? Whose, possessives, and possessive adjectives. Okay? And here we are. This is the grammar. So remember, this is the context, and here you have a grammar video that will give your students context, so that they can understand better the grammar.
Whose ball is this? Whose ball is this?
It's Shelley's ball.
See, whose?
Her ball is blue.
Whose doll is this? Whose doll is this?
It's Harry's.
Okay? Okay, now, and then the second part of the video is the breakdown.
Whose ball is this? It's Shelley's ball.
Okay, so what do you do here? You show them the video, you just let them react to the video, and then you start breaking it down. Okay, whose ball is this? Okay, they will understand. Okay, I don't know, you might have some L1 interference there. It doesn't matter, so you help them translate. Okay, so whose ball is this? It's Shelley's ball. So everything is first with context. We don't need to teach them, okay, whose is for possession, and then how do you put in the question? No. First, like this, and then you can do the breakdown. That's okay.
Her ball
Okay.
is blue.
Then you see, as you progress in the unit, you will see mission, draw a toy, mission part 1. Here's mission part 2. Here's grammar section 2. Every grammar section comes with the video, okay, as you already know. Don't forget that every time that you see these arrows, the activity turns into interactive, okay? And there you go. Every arrow is the activity turning into interactive. We good? Okay, so here we have, in this case, yeah, this is the this is the critical thinking development. You see it here at the bottom. In this case, we're doing shapes, which would be a connection to a, I don't know, math, start speaking. Okay, that would be the subject. Then we have the reading and listening. These are the skills sections where it comes 2 pages. As I told you here, let me go to the top. Reading and listening, and then the production, speaking and writing. Okay? Here's your story. The story, it's right here. It comes with the audio. Okay? So you can play it, they can follow the reading, and here they develop another life competency, in this case, emotional development. Okay? Those are the skill sections. And here you have your exam preparation. The exam preparation is at the end of the unit, as you can see it here, pre-A1 exam preparation, because this is level 1. And here they're telling you what's the skill that they are preparing for. In this case, listening. Preparation for listening. Okay? And the last part is the mission in action. They put everything together, all the steps of the mission, and they create their own project and their presentation. Okay? So that would be the tour of a unit. If you go to the workbook or the activity book is in color. So don't get confused. Okay, it's in color. Okay, so here, what do you have? At the end of the unit, you have also pre-A1 exam preparation. So you have exam preparation in the student book and exam preparation in the workbook. Okay, and of course, you also have the grammar exercises, the skills practice, everything for you to expand what they learn in the student book into the workbook. Okay? Here's the language practice. Okay, for extra practice besides the ones you have in the student book. And very quick, before we finish, don't forget that once you get your codes, okay, here you have the practice extra, the presentation plus, which is the digital book that I already showed you, and there are some teachers resources that you can download. Okay, if you wish, you can download the teacher's book in PDF. You have the grammar worksheets, vocabulary worksheets, skills worksheets, mission worksheets, culture worksheets. Here's the home booklet for you to download it. There's a grammar booklet if you want to download as well. The videos and animations, the audios, the exam correlation chart, festivals worksheets, flashcards. There's an array of resources. Okay, so just get your codes, talk to your local Cambridge representative, and start digging into these resources, which are very cool. You have your test generator and the practice extra. Okay, these are the activities that you assign to your students. And in the practice extra, you also have your exam preparation. In lesson number 2, you will always see the exam preparation. Okay? Everything related to the platform, talk to your local Cambridge representative, okay? Because that could be like a mini separate training, okay? Just in case you're not familiar with the platform, they'll show you around, okay? So that would be it from my side, from this end. I hope this was useful. I hope that now you're ready to start your year, okay, your school year, with with more information and now very knowledgeable of all the parts and the approaches and methodologies of Power Up, especially the sustainability framework, the life competencies framework, the ILA, the integrated learning and assessment, the missions, which are, I mean, they are the twin brother of project-based learning, and the exam preparation that you have at the end of the student book, workbook, and Cambridge One. So yep, that's all from here. If you have any questions, maybe you can type it in the chat. And yep, that would be it.
Thank you, Andres,
No.
sorry. I was thinking of Andres. Raúl, thank you so much. Everything that Raúl has mentioned, the sustainability cards, the integrated learning and assessment part, the framework, life competencies framework, everything is linked in the Welcome Back to School landing page. So please pay a visit to the website. There are lots of downloadable resources for you as well, direct links to Cambridge One and Cambridge One trainings. We are here for you. We really want you to make the most of the Cambridge learning material that you have adopted. So please let us know if you have any question. And of course, you can also count on your local Cambridge consultant that is also there for you and to support you in the onboarding. So I don't see any questions in the
Very
chat.
clear. Yeah.
So
It's okay.
perhaps everything was super clear.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and see you soon in the next Cambridge webinar. Good afternoon, everyone. Bye.
Bye, Sebas. Take care.